Artifacts in Genshin Impact are completely rigged. We need an item to circumvent this ASAP, and it is long overdue. Welcome back, my Quactionauts. My name is Spaceduck, and today we're going to be talking about artifact RNG that is completely rigged, by the way, in Genshin, and my personal solution on how they could fix this. Alright, so number one, if you're not farming artifacts, maybe you're a new player, you will be definitely farming artifacts very soon, as endgame, or quote-unquote endgame in Genshin Impact, is not too hard to reach in Genshin, and the thing with Genshin Impact, and I don't want to make this too long of a story, but essentially how Genshin works, once you get to, I guess, AR 55, maybe AR 58 range, give or take, is that sooner or later you're going to be playing Genshin Impact basically for artifacts only once you get to that certain point, and it's kind of this non-ending cycle of getting new characters that you may possibly want. If you don't want said character, then you skip them for maybe a potential character down the line. If you do want the character, then maybe you're pre-farming, but more often than not, you're going to need more artifacts to build these new characters, and artifacts to build your existing characters that you currently have in your roster. So essentially, you will be farming artifacts basically endlessly. It is an endless cycle of getting artifacts, and the rigged RNG does not make it any better. Okay, so my personal solution on how they can fix this, and there's already a game out that has this solution, and I don't really want to compare this game to Genshin right now. That's not the point of this video. But anyways, the point is that this game, Tower of Fantasy, has an item in the game that originally came out in the global version of Tower of Fantasy. Vera dropped like a day or two ago. It dropped very recently, and this item called the Data Repeater, which is pretty easy to get. Essentially, you do weekly tasks in Tower of Fantasy by just playing the game, killing mobs, cooking, doing your bounties, and doing different sorts of endgame content in Tower of Fantasy. Eventually, you'll get this Data Repeater item, which you get on a weekly basis, which essentially allows you to mitigate and circumvent the pain of equipment farming, which is equivalent to basically artifact farming in Genshin Impact, where you can basically take one of the substats out in terms of what that artifact or equipment in Tower of Fantasy rolls into. So what I'm getting at, it would be very nice for a way, if I open up my inventory super quickly here and I go to a random artifact, let's say this piece was a 3-liner. I don't know if it was a 3-liner or a 4-liner. Let's pretend this was a 3-liner artifact piece. And let's say you got it to +4, it rolled, I don't know, I guess energy recharge. This is a pretty good artifact. It just rolled very horribly, as you guys can see here. But anyways, let's say this was all the 4 substats here, and you got an energy recharge on the +4. Essentially, it would be very nice to have an item in the game where you could like kind of apply it to said artifact and kind of cancel out a roll in the artifact rolling process. So basically, an item that kind of mitigates the pain of getting a certain substat that you want on the artifact to help mitigate the RNG aspect. So again, going back to Tower of Fantasy with Data Repeater, you can cancel out one substat, so you essentially have 3 substats that you're rolling into. So basically, you have a 33% chance, I mean, unless it's all 3 different substats that you want, you essentially have a 33% chance to get the roll into one of the 3 substats that you want, and you have one substat that is essentially being cancelled from the artifact rolling process. I don't know why we do not have an item like that in the game right now. It doesn't really make any sense to me personally. I think that Genshin being 2 years old, we should definitely have an item like that in the game, especially when artifact farming is so tedious. You know, the RNG aspect, which is a totally different story, and the different layers of the RNG, getting the artifact that you want, getting the right main stat, getting the right substats, the high rolls and the low rolls and substats, and getting essentially the right substat roll that you want. Crit rate, maybe substat roll, or a crit damage substat roll. Whatever the case is, there's so much RNG in terms of artifact farming that is completely ridiculous, and it would be very nice if there's a way to have an item or some sort of petty system in terms of artifacts where you can kind of help guarantee the substat rolls that you actually want. So that's essentially my solution to artifact farming, because let's be real here, it is completely rigged. And I did a poll on this a while back, which you should see on the screen here shortly, and the community, basically the majority of players, at least what the YouTube polls have pushed this poll towards in terms of the algorithm, most people can agree, 92% at least on that poll, 92% of people can agree that artifact RNG is completely rigged, and it would be very nice if Hoyoverse would give us a way to kind of alleviate that pain, so to say. But yeah, that's essentially the video. Let me know what you guys think about this solution. If you guys have solutions of your own, let me know down in the comment section down below. I think this would probably be the easiest way, and also a way they can implement this is they could just give us maybe some item at the end of the week, maybe do 4 commissions every day, and after like a week worth of daily commissions, you get some sort of item that you can use towards your artifacts to help alleviate that pain of the subset rolls. But yeah, that's essentially it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.
Told my brothers one day we gon' make it. We just gotta grind for that paycheck. Mama told me one day I'll be famous. Remember when she used to say she hate this? Back then they would laugh when I say shit. Now I'm inside all them people's playlists.